stay fly, beat the drip drop. Put that on IG, TikTok. I be in my bag like Ziploc. I know that I'm a lot, I'm a big shot.
You man, oh jeez, I've actually got you coming through the headphones now. That's why I couldn't hear you, man. I don't know what's going off here. Well, man, Well, anyway, I gotta say, man, it's great to connect, man. You know, I know you've been working for so long, anyway, man. I know you've been working. You know, I started. I connected with Snipes over about over a year ago now.
Yeah.
You know, I know you're one of his artists that was just doing music at the time, because I think you were supposed to do a release last year, if I'm not mistaken, originally.
Yeah, we did. We did a release last year for this project called Ghost Take 2. Back in August of last year, but that was the only thing I released last year.
Right.
But right now we on a new EP on the way there.
Yeah, man, on the way there. Well, let's check it out, man. Yo, man, you're bringing old school back, man. You're bringing old school back, and you know, man, you know what I really like about the sound of this project, man. You know, I think you really capitalized on, how can I put it? You as an artist, what you're doing, but also, how can I put it? Manipulated the sound that goes quite relevant for a market, you know, in today's world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, I mean, you do your magic. But, man, tell me first off, man, about Ghostface, man. Where you from? And, you know, like, how did the music thing, you know, pattern up for you, man? Like, how did you find music?
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I was born in Covington, Tennessee. It's a little town outside of Memphis, Tennessee, but I was raised and born in Memphis. I was raised in Memphis, Tennessee. With me, man, I grew up in the church, so I was always involved in music in some kind of way, in some kind of capacity. But I think I didn't really start getting into rap music like that until I was like in high school. Of course, before that, I was really, you know, my uncles and people that was older than me played, like people like Player Fly, 3-6 Mafia, A-Ball, MJG. But I think for me, what really made me really want to rap myself was when I first heard Stillmatic by Nas, and when I heard Black on Both Sides by Mos Def, and College Dropout by Kanye. Them three albums really kind of made me want to be a rapper myself, especially College Dropout, because I'll be the first to say I'm not a street dude at all. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw Kanye, you know, a regular dude that was rapping, it made me have the confidence to step out there and, you know, put my foot out there with rapping too, you know.
I hear you, man. So, man, you know, what's the journey been like, man, since you started, like, the music game, man, like, in terms of development, since you first started putting out music to kind of, like, where you are now? Like, how would you say you've seen your development? You feel you're kind of evolving as an artist?
Most definitely. Yeah. I think in the beginning, it was more about just being the best rapper, just lyrical wise, just being the best rapper. I was recording myself at that time back then. And I think now it's more so of like, of course, I want my lyricism to be on point, but it's more so of making dope music and good songs more than anything. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the biggest difference between then and now. You know what I'm saying? And I think back then it was like every opportunity was what I was trying to go after, no matter what it was. And I think now the right opportunity is the thing I'm looking forward to right now these days.
I hear you, man. You know, 100, man. You know, and I think with the way the industry is now, you know, we've got the world of social media has evolved so much now. You know, there's so many different avenues you can go down as an artist. And by being true to, you know, there's a lot of diversity out there now where you can really stay true to yourself, rather than going on these like big major, you know, big signages where they kind of take, you know, the artistry control from you and that. You know, and I think, you know, with the sound that you bring in, man, and the lyricism, you know, it's fair to say that, you know, you're doing the real rap thing, man. You're not doing the, you know, just the whole, let's do the microwave music, man. This is what's fashionable now, man. You know, you're actually trying to create, you know, a timeless sound. And, you know, I love, you know, I'm a hip hop guy, I'm an R&B guy, and I love anything that's original to its roots, man. And you're bringing it. So, tell me, man, so obviously you partnering up with Snipes now. You and Snipes got a bit of a, you know, like a little of a deal kind of thing going, you know, where you just kind of helping you with your music, man. How did the connection with Snipes? Was it people before Snipes? Was Snipes kind of like the first guy you kind of got hooked up with, man?
I've had management before, but I think Snipes and Truth was probably the first serious management that I've had. I met Snipes back in 2011, actually, when he was an artist at the time. And we were just doing shows. He was doing shows on the scene in Memphis. I was doing shows on the scene, and we connected. He helped me with a bunch of my shows. And that's how we got close. And they had a contest. There was this contest, a radio station in Memphis called K97. They had a contest called The Next Big Thing, and Snipes was the one who told me about that. And it was like 60 to 70 rappers in there, and I actually won that contest. And I wouldn't have won if Snipes wouldn't have put the word in. Like, Snipes, like, Snipes kind of like, he like a Diddy type dude. He know everybody. He know everything that's going on. So that we met on that tip, man, just as artists on the scene. And then Snipes moved more into the executive role. And I came out with an album in 2016 called It Gets Greater Later. That was the moment that we all kind of came together for Capital Minds for me and that album. And that's where really things kind of took off for me, and as far as me and Snipes' relationship is concerned.
So what's your execution plan now with the music, man? Because obviously you got this EP. What was this EP about for you? Like, what was the importance of this project?
It was two things. Number one, I've made a lot of different types of styles of music since I've been doing music, but I've never really just made a project that you could ride to, you know what I'm saying? And I was really wanting to make something that you can drive to, just get out in the city with your windows down, with your lady, just vibing through the city. And I really wanted to make a project like that. And I really wanted to make something that was like kind of inspired by UGK and A-Ball and MJG, because and that was really the thing for this. And me and there's a producer named Kingpin Composer in Memphis. We working on an album right now, and it's coming out in September. And I really wanted something to just hold my fans right now, since it's gonna be a little ways away. And I just, I made that whole On the Way EP like in one day. I recorded it in one day. But I've been getting a response, a really great response from it for it to be, created in a day, basically,
Yeah, man. So what's it like, man, being an artist in Memphis, man? What's that like?
For me, it was kind of difficult coming up because I don't have the traditional Memphis sound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when right, because I currently live in Nashville right now. But when I was living in Memphis, it was more difficult because I didn't adapt to the traditional Memphis sound. So I had to find other little ways and avenues to get my music out and get it heard and get respect from people who may not necessarily listen to the kind of music I make. So it was challenging, but at the same time, it really built me up to where I feel like I can go anywhere now and make my name. Like I feel like if I can make my name in Memphis doing the kind of music I make, I can pretty much go anywhere and hold my own.
For sure, man, for sure. So, going running forward, man, you got so you're obviously working a lot with the music. Obviously, you got a new project coming out as well. Even, you just dropped one, which is kind of exciting. So, man, like, how does it work for you, man, making music? Like, what do you do? Just go in the studio, start writing bars? Do you write bars before? How does the whole process start for you? Where does the influence come from?
I usually write before I go to the studio. I like to create everything, like, because I used to have my own studio, so I was used to having my own space to create. So I can create with other people and collaborate with other people, but I would rather be prepared to come to the studio rather than go to the studio and create. And I know a lot of people like to say they come off the dome and rap, like, because there was a thing Jay-Z made that kind of popular and Biggie, but I was a big Nas fan. I used to hear Nas talking about his rhyme book all the time. I retired my rhyme book. I write in my cell phone, but I still write my music, and that was always important to me to have that,
being an artist like yourself, what do you look at? A lot of people, some people in this game, they look at, I interview artists all the time. Particularly, I'm on a panel with Tennessee Coalition, so I meet all these artists every week. And, one common thing that I get with a lot of people is that, this thing of putting yourself in a box of you want to be as big as this next person, that next person. I'm not really getting those vibes from you, man. Like, I feel like you're kind of in your own lane, mistaking me if I'm wrong, but like, where would you say, like, are you about what fits you, or are you looking to where you fit in?
I'm about what fits me. For one, I really don't like putting boxes on myself, because I know, like, I can do pretty much anything. And I was always put in this box as the lyricist, which is nothing wrong with being a lyricist at all. I'm not saying that, but it's so much more to what I do. You know what I'm saying? I can rap. I can create songs. I can write melodies. I've written R&B songs for people before. I can make turn-up songs. I can make real, like, intellectual type songs, personal. So like I can do a lot of different things. So for me, I don't really like. Of course, I was inspired by a lot of people. So I'm not trying to say I wasn't inspired by people, but I like the. I noticed the people that really succeed in music, from my point of view, from what I see, they always have this thing where they're just they're themselves and they set themselves apart from everybody else. The people who are truly, truly successful. So, and the people, I feel like the people who copy or emulate somebody else, they can be successful too, but they have a ceiling because of that. Because they, because if I want to go see Kendrick Lamar or Drake, I'm gonna go see Kendrick Lamar and Drake. I don't want to see somebody that sounds like Kendrick Lamar or Drake. You know what I'm saying? So I always try to keep that in mind. I just want to be an individual, be me, and I want to have something that you come directly to me to get, rather than coming to me for something somebody else do. So that was always important to me.
Nah, I feel you, man. What do you want to people take from, your music, man? What's the legacy that you want to build? Like, what's the important thing you would like, when you're gone, that people look at your music and say about you?
That I was real. I was honest. I wasn't scared. I wasn't afraid to tell the people who I am. Truly tell people who I am. You know what I'm saying? And just the consistency that I've had. Like, I've been making music since 2008, and I have not stopped. Even the year I tried to stop, Snipes and Truth, we put out like a group album. So even the year I took a break, I still was recording music. So I think those are the things, just consistency, and just being a person that people remember as a person that wasn't afraid to tell who I am for real, because a lot of people, as far as artists go, look up to us. They going through things in the world, and they may be feeling like they the only person that's going through that. But then they hear an artist talking about that same situation. That's powerful. I've had people come up to me and tell me, like, man, I listen to your song, and I've been through that same thing that got me through. You know what I'm saying? So that's the most important thing for me, more than anything.
Do you think realism has filtered out in the industry over the years?
Yeah, absolutely. And well, as far as the mainstream, I definitely think that. I think it's sprinkled here and there. Even the artists that you think don't do that kind of stuff, if you really listen to their albums, it's in there. But of course, a light ain't really shined on it like they other music. You know what I'm saying? But as far as I definitely think it's a shift. You know what I'm saying? Because when I first started really getting into music, that's when Cole and Kendrick and Drake was really coming up. So it was kind of at that time popular to talk about stuff, yourself and all that. But now it's more like a vibe now. You know what I'm saying? A feeling. Yeah. It ain't nothing 100. Wrong with it. It just has shifted. You know what I'm saying? It's just shifted a lot.
Yeah, and I think when you make when you make real music, you actually create the timeless records, don't you? You look at the J. Coles and the Kendricks of towards the transitioning stage, and you look at their early work and you say that it's classic. Where I see with a lot of artists now, hence why I kind of really do fuck with Snipes and the artists that he does, because he's touching people that are actually trying to really make a sound of their own. Like back in the day, we had that diversity where you knew who sounded like who.
Right.
So now you got a lot. Like Future's been big over the years, and you've got a lot of artists coming up and they want to sound like Future. Well, then it's like, well, they're putting on all this auto tune or whatever they're putting on. And this is the thing I think with real rap music and hip hop is that, you've got to rap. You know what I mean? You've got to rap. You know what I mean? You've got to flow. You've got to, everything. You've got to be the whole mechanicalism, the engineer yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
To make it sound right. And I got this. And, I got the vibe that you get with this project because, I was listening to it and, I was just like, geez, this is just, this is what the industry is missing. Coming up from them eras myself, like I say, Nas eras, great artists who've done many great collabs as well, which I want to kind of touch down on. So you got a new project that you say you're going to be doing a joint project, if I'm not mistaken, yeah?
Right.
Collaboration. So what does it take for you to collaborate with someone as an artist? Do they, is it, do they have to have those kind of same principles of where they want to try and make a record, or is it a thing of, okay, I'll just do it for the state, someone who's got status or whatever? Does there have to be a chemistry is what I'm kind of saying, like with your records? Is that important to you?
It definitely needs to be a chemistry. Like with me, I don't like to force collaborations. I like it. I like it to happen organically, because I feel like when you do stuff that's not organic, it's not gonna it's never gonna turn out right. So for me, I love to collaborate. It just need to be organic and feel good. It don't even matter who it is. It could be somebody that's a lyricist. You can be turn up rapper. You can do like melody. Long as we come together and it's a vibe, we actually have like a common vibe and a good energy. It's gonna work with me, because like I said, I'm diverse with what I do. You know what I'm saying? So as long as it's a chemistry vibe, good energy, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am.
Nah, man, for real. And you know what? I gotta say, man, speaking of, I mean, we've never actually really spoke, have we, man? But you know, man, you listen to your music, I mean, in person, man, it's kind of nice to put a face to the sound, man, because I actually feel, when I hear the music, man, I feel the energy, man. It's just calm. Yeah. You know, certain people you meet and you think, yeah, man, I vibe with this. Some people
definitely.
You have to study them, but man, you seem a very calm guy, man. So you're going forward now. Obviously, the project's out, and you know I don't know what it's like out in the States right now, but usually around, isn't this a time for like a lot of shows are usually popping at festivals and things are coming up, man. So have you got much happening in that side of things, man, in terms of performances?
Yeah, I actually have a performance in Memphis on July the 24th. It's called Dream Fest in Memphis. It's an annual festival they have every year. And it'll be at the Overton Shell downtown in Memphis. I'm performing in that. I had a show this past weekend, but I went to New York and got COVID, so I couldn't. I couldn't perform. So, but yeah, I had one in Memphis, and I have my own show. I have a show here in Nashville. I do called Villmatic, where I bring artists here in Nashville as well as like surrounding states, and bring them here to connect and perform and stuff. So we did one last Saturday. And I'm gonna do another one that'll be later on in the year in the wintertime. So that's what I got going on right now as far as shows go.
Okay, man. So, man, this music scene, man, you're also kind of a bit of a plug then, man.
Yeah. I mean, Snipes has said that before.
yeah, man, for sure, man. You know, man, it's a big thing. I think, you know, networking is key. I think in this game, you know, it's one thing that's always kind of like kept my career going. Is if I didn't make the networks, man, I don't know where I'd really be.
Right.
You know, I think it's vital for that. So, man, what's the goal, man? Fast forward 10 years, man. What do you want to build from what you create? Do you want to create a label? Do you want to, you know, want to retire? Like, what's the dream, man?
I mean, I think, man, I'm a music person, so I think I'm gonna be doing music till I'm in the grave. Like, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like one of my goals, I really want to like start some kind of class, specifically in Memphis, just for songwriting, performance and stuff like that for young kids in Memphis. Because when I was growing up, we didn't have that kind of stuff when I was growing up in school. I didn't start doing music till I was 21. We didn't have like as much hip hop that comes through Memphis. It ain't really nobody teaching you the ins and outs of it. We kind of learned through trial. I didn't really learn the business of music till I moved to Nashville, because we didn't really have an example of music business in Memphis like that. So just stuff like that, just teaching young people the ins and outs of the music business, just getting their things right, songwriting, performance, and stuff like that. I really want to do something like that. I hope to have something established like that in 10 years in Memphis and probably in Nashville as well.
Yeah, man. You know, it's kind of refreshing because, you know, like the root of the rap hip hop culture, man, like, you know, we as people, you know, he's talking about how you went from, you know, like I say, 20 years of age to starting music. When, you know, we go in a system that isn't really designed for us, you know what I'm saying? Like in a school system where we're kind of conditioned into thinking we got to leave and we got to go and get a normal job and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, we don't really, you know, I mean, some people might dream and say, I want to be a rapper and all that, but it's kind of a laughing type thing. Do you know what I mean? There's no real actual channels to go, and you got to find your own way to get there.
Right.
And I think it puts a lot of people at a disadvantage who are naturally talentedly born, and, you know, they go through the system and, you know, they go to school and, you know, learn, you know, start off with doing coloring books and, you know, one out of one and all that business. And then, you know, just, you know, you think of the years that you could have been perfecting your craft from a younger age. if you had someone kind of encouraging you and nurturing, saying that this is a possibility. Because I kind of feel that the same on my part as a DJ. Like, you know, when I was 16, I mean, I was messing with music, but I didn't discover, you know, till later that, you know, this, oh yeah, I can actually make a career out of this, so go for it.
Right.
So man, I real vibe with that, man, for sure. So this project, man, so you're gonna be pushing this, trying to push this and keep the atmosphere going for till September.
Right. I'll push both of them for the rest of the year, but definitely, man, I mean, honestly, man, I'm really surprised by this project. I knew it was good, and you know, I do take all my music serious and stuff like that, but I like the response like I've been getting is like, I'm surprised, man, because I usually when I do projects, I'm a person that really plans out things. And with this project, I didn't really plan. It was like a feeling. It was like I was inspired, and I wrote it and I recorded it. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like people are taking it just as serious as my albums. So I was like, man, it's really dope to get their response. I'm gonna push it as long as I possibly can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's been getting a good response.
Would you say it gives you a sense of you know, like, yo, man, I'm made for this? You know, when you see you go and put something in there, because, you know, let's face it, you know, when you work so hard in this music game, you know, because a lot of people don't see the work that you put into the craft, from the music videos and, you know, all that planning and preparation and that, you know, and sometimes it can feel as, man, you know, why ain't the break happening yet? Why ain't, you know, things ain't moving for me? But I have to say, like, speaking to you, man, you know, like, I speak to a lot of people who are very not content with the process. You know, they're fighting, they're trying to rush the process. And, you know, I don't get that from you, man. I don't feel like you're on a racing track, like, yo, I need to get there. I feel like, yo, man, we're gonna get there when we get there kind of mentality. And
I've been doing it a long time, so I definitely feel that way. And I know, man, I believe in divinity, so I know if I keep moving and pushing and working, what's supposed to be for me gonna come. As long as I keep on working.
100, man, 100. Yeah. So speaking about, you know, like I say, music, because I'm hearing your stuff, man, and you know, I hear, like I say, I hear that, you know, obviously the info you can tell you is the influence from real hip hop heads and the Nas cultures and the. So you know, is there a chance we're gonna be hearing you on something like a R&B type vibe or something? Because, you know, I hear your vibe and think, man, this guy's got some, you know what I mean, like some soul flavors going in there, man, and some seasoning shit.
It's funny you say that, because I put out a track last year, the beginning of last year, called Skin. And like the whole beginning of that song is like melody, because I've always been, because I started off singing before anything. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of fell off from it as the year. My voice changed as I was young. My voice changed a lot, and I didn't really keep practicing on it a lot. But I think I enjoyed creating melody more than I enjoyed rapping. It's just that my fans demand more of rapping from me. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I got the song I got called Skin. If you hear that, you'll be pleasantly surprised.
I need to check this for sure, man. You know, fast forwarding, like, you know, I can say with this new project that you've got working on, I mean, tell me, what we expecting? Is it going to be a bigger project then? Are we going to expect more the tracks than we've got off this? Is it like a proper album, mixtape type vibe? What we're calling it?
It's a short album, but it's an album. It's with my guy, like I said, Kingpin, the composer. He's from Memphis, Tennessee. I met him in years ago, about a decade ago. But we got a series called Summer September. We started in 2013, and this new one will be the fourth one we made. And I'm just really excited about it, man. We got a really great chemistry because we've been working together for so many years. This one means a lot to me because with Summer September 3, we attempted to hit Billboard. And we did everything we needed to do. We sold the right amount of records to hit Billboard, but we was rushing it. We decided to do it at the last minute. And because we rushed it, we kind of dropped the ball on a few things. So me and Kingpin decided we're going to try to do everything right and try to hit it again with Summer September 4. So it's just like, it's more of a fan base for Summer September 4 because we've been doing it for so long. And me and Kingpin just, man, like, if you could hear the first project versus this project and just how much we've grown together, it's crazy. It's like he knows me like the back of his hand, and I know him like the back of my hand. So we just know how to make really dope music together.
Okay, man. And so you're bringing the Red Man, Method Man vibes, yeah? You know what I mean? This is
Yeah,
bouncing off each
yeah.
other, man. For
Right,
sure.
right.
What's the show like, man, for you, man? What's the atmosphere like, man?
In a show,
Yeah, man.
man. In a show, I mean, I like to be intimate because I come
Yeah.
from spoken word. I started out as a spoken word
Mm,
artist, so I
mm,
was used to the intimate crowds, people being right in your face.
yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
like the most. So when you come to my show, I'm gonna be, it's gonna be kind of like it's just me and you in the show. I'm talking,
Mm,
having a conversation with you, but we also gonna have fun though. I got some turn up joints too. I'm gonna give you
mm,
the Ziplocs. I'm gonna give you the Pharaohs, but then I'm gonna ease it down and give you some introspective stuff like my song Aviators theme. So it's a
mm,
range of things I'm gonna give you in the show. But most importantly, I want it to be intimate. When you leave, I want you to feel like you know who I am as a person.
mm, mm. I hear you, man. I hear you. You know, I don't think you can beat those there's those shows where you leave and you actually take something back with you. You know,
Right.
when you go to those big events and all that. But so atmosphere is great and that, but them intimate ones always. All my best events I've ever been to, I gotta say, is always the intimate ones because you feel like you actually kind of engage with the person. Your existence
Right.
was there. So man, for sure, man. Well, man, you know what, you're doing your thing, man. I mean, like I say, you connected that, getting some noise out here in the UK now with me, man. So, I'm gonna keep pushing you for sure, man. Like I said, I fuck
Thank
with
you.
you, man, for sure, man. Like, no doubt. I hit Snipes up when you dropped your latest music video, and I was just like, yo, man, you need to send me this straight up because I remember seeing the release of it. And I can't remember how I think I just decided I'm gonna watch this video. I'm thinking, you are, man. But I got to also say about visuals, man. How does that work for you, man? Because you bring some energy to the screen, but
Yeah.
keep it so simple. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's not flashy. But it's simple but effective, man. Like, how does your creativity come about? Just to say we're gonna do a video and we're gonna make, how do you keep? What would you say your magic is for keeping people engaged?
I think, man, just studying people like Kanye West, Michael Jackson, even though those are big, guys, as far as
Yeah,
like,
of course.
but if you really think about it, their videos were everything you just described. Like when you think of Remember the
Mm,
Time by Michael Jackson, it's not a really,
mm,
it's
no.
not fancy, but it's still so cinematic and dope that you just
Yeah.
remember it. When you think
Mm,
of Can't Tell Me Nothing by Kanye West, his video, he's just in the
mm,
middle of a desert, but it's beautiful, it's artistic. So I think I just kind of grew up watching those guys' videos, people like them, and I just kind of put my own twist to it. And with me, I'm an independent artist, so I'm kind of limited to what I can do. So
yeah.
I take advantage. I really try to go outside the box and make it look as presentable and as big as it possibly can with my budget, because I'm not, of course, I'm not signed to
Yeah.
Def Jam or nothing like that.
No, no,
So, but I
no.
want it to look like Def Jam. You know what I'm
I hear
saying?
you
So that's
for
that's
sure.
that's with me. I know where I want to be and where I feel like my talent should be. So I want my visuals to reflect that. And when you see it,
Mm,
you can put my video next to a Kanye West or next to whoever that's
mm,
big, and it still hold its own.
for real. You know what? Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's important to, whether you got the budget or not, is to create the standard, isn't it? Is to
Right, right,
say,
right.
I want mine to be as good as that. Despite, because I think a lot of people sometimes think, oh man, they need the sign. Don't get me wrong, the money helps, doesn't it? Back in when you got the sign, you can do all these glamorous things and that. But you know, when you utilize what you got, it's amazing what you can do.
Right, right. You
So
gotta
for
have a
sure,
vision.
man,
You can have all the money in the world, but if you ain't got a vision of what you want
100,
to be
man,
presented as, it
for
ain't gonna
sure.
really matter.
For sure, man. For sure. So man, you keep doing your things, dog. Like, you keep doing your thing, man. I see the work that's happening, man. And I'm glad that this project's actually working out. It's funny, because I shared the album cover. And my boy was like, yo, man, I'm loving the inspiration on this guy. And it's like, yo, only the real hip hop heads know, man. Only the real hip
Yeah.
hop heads know, for sure. But no, man, like the project, like I say, for a 5 EP project, like, yo, man, it's a dope little piece of work, man. So
Thank you.
yeah, for sure, you should be proud of yourself, and I'm glad the response is, working in your favor, man. But sometimes I think that's mad because, like, this is what happens when we don't always put all our, how can I put it, expectations in the basket with stuff. We tend to
Mhm.
get more than what we bargain for,
Right.
which is usually great. And would you say that's given you more of a drive now that you've had this response to kind of like, yo, man, like, you know, the next one's gonna be seriously up there, like.
I mean, it does make me. I know what I got coming. So with this, I'm like,
Yeah,
if people think this is hard, that I
yeah,
can't wait to see the response on this next one because we
yeah,
really did our thing on this
yeah,
next
man.
one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just excited. I'm appreciative of everybody that's supporting it and giving me feedback with it, man. But yeah, the next one gonna be a beast. It's gonna be a beast.
How does production work for you in terms of producing? Do you work with particular producers? How does that pattern out?
Right now, everybody, all the music you've heard and the music that I'm about to put out is by Capital Minds producers. Like with the
Okay, sweet.
with On the Way There, I know Lil
Yeah.
Booby produced 2 tracks, ALZ
Mm-hmm.
produced a track, Sosa YG produced a track,
Yo,
Ice
man.
100. All of them are Capital Minds
Yo, man. You're
producers.
working with
So
feature the industry, man, because I know AOZ, you know, he's popping right now as a producer,
yep,
you know, but, you know, the people don't know that he's doing some serious, you know, records for some serious names now evolving.
right.
So, yeah, man, you know, part of a new generation of the future, man, which is really exciting, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing when that happens. In terms of like, yeah, how much input would you say after you kind of put your kind of like, you spit on the bars and that, like, in terms of, editorial mastering type aspects? Like, do you have a vision? Like, would you say your producers are very much on point of getting your sound right, or are you quite fatigued in how you want it to sound?
I'm extremely particular about what I want, how I want it to sound. Because I used to record my own music in the beginning, but
Okay.
Truth is my engineer, Truth, CME Truth,
Yeah.
and we've been working together for so many years now that he
Mm.
just know what I want it to sound like. I barely have to tell
Mm.
him anything now because he know
Mm.
exactly how I want it to sound, But I'm
Mm.
very particular. Like I'm a very detailed person. Like little bitty things, man. I just like it make a world of a difference for me when it comes to that. Like when I used to record myself, I would sit there for like a whole day, 2 days mixing one song, like
Mm.
little stuff,
Damn.
like
Mm.
echoes and just the vocals. I'm just really particular about that because I used to study. I used to study the way 40 recorded Drake, and I knew
Okay.
I
Yeah.
wanted my stuff to sound that clear. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So I'm
Mm.
very particular about that.
Mm. Well, what would you say you've learned in your whole time since being in the music industry? Like, what's the biggest lesson you say you learned?
The biggest lesson I think I've learned, um, move at your own pace. That's probably the biggest
Mm.
thing. Things change all the time with music. Like you know what I'm saying.
Mm.
Every year
Yo,
is different,
for
and
real.
every year there's a different trend. Every year it's just different. So you have to really find your place and your pace, and you got to stick to that. Now I'm not saying just fall back and get lost in the sauce. I'm saying
Mm. Mm.
just find your place to exist and stay there and be true to yourself. That's to me, that's the main thing I've learned. Don't
Mm.
let anybody rush your process, but also
Mm.
don't take your time neither. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm.
don't want to get
Yo,
left
yo.
behind.
I hear you. It's that balance, isn't it?
Right.
Where would you say you know where you know you seem very grounded, man. Like, where would you say that comes from?
Man, life, man, just going through a lot of stuff, man.
Mm.
I wasn't always like that, man. I've been
Yeah,
through a
man.
lot. I've been married twice. I was married. I got a
Mm.
divorce. I'm currently married again.
Mm.
I got 3 beautiful daughters, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Just life, just
Mm.
going through a lot of things in life
Mm.
and just being humbled by life. I mean, that's the
Mm.
best way I can really explain it. And just being around great people. Like I'm blessed to be around people like Snipes and Truth and my wife and
Mm.
just
Mm.
various friends I got, man, keep me level headed.
Mm.
They just good people. So when you got good people
Yeah,
around
man.
you, you can't do nothing but be good yourself. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. For sure, man. That's it, man. No toxicity around you, man. And you're gonna be all right for sure. Man, you know what, Virgos, man, it's been a pleasure, man. Like getting this, this connecting officially, man.
Likewise.
Next time, man, we'll have to, like I say, make it official. I'm looking to be back in the States, probably in January time anyway, man. So,
Okay.
um, yeah, man, for sure. But now, man, keep up. I'm looking forward to this project, man. that you got coming, and seeing what happens again with the success of this one. And yeah, man, just the future for you, man, because what I mean, you're bringing old school back. I love anyone who brings old school back, man.
Yeah,
So,
most
yeah, man,
definitely.
keep doing your thing, dog. And yeah, man, you got my support any day, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me out here, man. I appreciate it.
North stay fly, pick the drip drop. Put that on IG, TikTok. I be in my bag like Ziploc. I know that I'm a lot, I'm a big shot. Outcast swag with the wristwatch. Fuck your little math on the big watch.